All right, we are going to go ahead and get started here this evening with our class. So hello, everyone, and wish you all a happy early Thanksgiving here as well. Welcome to our class this evening. This class is going to be for our underclassmen, swimmers, divers, and water polo players, and it's just a general monthly check-in here. A little bit about kind of what's going on in the world of college aquatics, what can be going on for you guys as recruits, and what you should be planning to do here over the coming months as well. And then we're going to have some general Q&A time at the end of the class as well. So if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to throw them into the chat box there. And then also, you just hang on to them until the end of the class, and we'll be able to go over those, as well. So, of course, my name is Jeff Smith. I'm a head recruiting coach here at NCSA for swimming, diving, and water polo. So for those of you that have not been introduced to me before, here's some of my information there. On the left side of the screen, of course, I was a collegiate swimmer at Millikan University, a small Division III school in Illinois, and then I also coached there at Millikan after I graduated. So it's been a few years as an assistant coach, as well as taking over the program and being the head coach for 3 seasons before coming here to NCSA last year. And then also, of course, my partner here, Kate Rich, works with our female swimmers, divers, and water polo players. She was a standout swimmer also at the Division III level there, an All-American over at Denison in Ohio. Has served in a number of different roles here at NCSA, but of course, right now is primarily a head recruiting coach, along with me, for all of our swimmers, divers, and water polo players. So I'm excited to get to talk with you guys here tonight. And then, for those of you that have one of our premium memberships, if you haven't gotten a chance to get introduced to me personally yet, haven't used one of your coaching sessions, you definitely be sure to do so. I'd love to connect with you here soon to get you started on your personal recruiting path, as well. So, what are college teams and coaches up to right now? We're getting close to kind of the end of first semester here for them. So just kind of a general overview of what's going on here. Swimming and diving, we are rapidly approaching their time for mid-season meets. This is going to be the first of what is likely 2 main taper phases throughout their season. Going to be a time where a lot of the higher level teams are trying to get their early NCAA cuts if possible. Everybody else is trying to get best times for seeding purposes heading into their conference meets. So by and large, those are going to be taking place throughout the first 2 weekends usually of December. So teams are right now kind of getting prepped with their last kind of trainings going into Thanksgiving here, and then they'll hit that taper phase as soon as they get back from break. So an exciting time, a lot for them. For men's water polo, we're seeing kind of some end of season tournaments coming along right now. Some teams may already be done. Others are kind of entering their championship tournaments or conference tournaments, that sort of thing. And then, of course, women's water polo is still in kind of preseason mode. Really, they're going to start to get a lot busier once we get the calendar flipped over to January. They get much closer to the start of their season right now. But the big thing is for most of them, for swimming and diving, and then especially for men's water polo as well, their seasons right now are taking priority a little bit over recruiting. So it's not uncommon. If you've been maybe reaching out to coaches right now, it's not uncommon to get no response at this point, just because they're really trying to prioritize what's going on in their current season right now. So recruiting, especially underclassmen recruiting, is going to be on the low end of the priority scale here right now. But certainly something that can start to come to light here over the next couple of months. So what should I have done right now? So basically, you as recruits, what should you guys have been doing over the past couple of months? What should you be working on kind of right now? You certainly, with your profile, we want to go over any kind of seasonal updates here from the fall. If you completed your high school season, or if your club season's kind of chugging along, we want to make sure those updates are there on your profile. May not have some academic updates right now. It could be waiting here a couple of weeks for the end of the semester for you as well, and that's okay. Something to kind of keep on your radar there. Of course, if your times or if you had any video that you want to post here for a couple of months, that would definitely be something to do here pretty soon, so that we can showcase that to the college coaches. Of course, if you ever have any thoughts about changing around your preferences, certainly that's something we'd want to be taking a look at, every couple of months, just making sure those still line up, with what, kind of goes along, with what you're thinking about. And this would be especially important right now, kind of from the NCSA side of things. We actually just made a major, update to our matching process, to our, matching percentages. So definitely want you guys, if you haven't been in there in the last couple of weeks, get in, dig into some of those match percentages, dig into your preferences, and see, if you need to update anything, if you need to, make any changes there, and then, based off of that, what has potentially changed, within your match percentages as well. Some schools may have gone up a little bit, some schools may have gone down a little bit, but, we definitely want you to get in there, check that out, which you should be doing on a weekly basis anyway, but, just in case you guys haven't, definitely a prioritized time, try and get in there and check all of that information out. From the, kind of a more fun standpoint, now's a perfect time to be following programs on social media. More and more teams these days are giving you a real behind-the-scenes look at just what's going on with their team, on a daily or weekly basis, some fun activities they might be doing, some training programs they might be following, especially as they're getting ready for, a big travel meet, here at midseason. That's a very important time, for them to be posting about what's going on. They've got their team together for, a longer period of time. So you'll see a lot of kind of fun behind-the-scenes things. What are they doing by travel? What are they doing in the hotels? How do they prep for these big meets? That sort of thing. So it's a great way to get kind of a peek behind the curtain there. With these programs, it's a great way to be interacting with them. As well, even if it's not so much back and forth, but just seeing what they're up to, and just keeping track of those kinds of things. And then of course, the big ongoing process. Of course, we want to be continuing to be researching and building a list of schools that you're interested in. At the very least, we can be filling out recruiting questionnaires. We're not so much focused on direct contact with these coaches just yet, but certainly putting your list together, getting some of your initial thoughts in line, filling out recruiting questionnaires just to, kind of make some initial contact, show some initial interest, maybe start getting some general information, back from the schools then, as well. Those are just some little steps, you guys can be doing, all along this time, just as we're really kind of in the early stages still, of the recruiting process. Of course, as we talk about, a lot here, for our aquatic sports, recruiting is really, highly focused on the upperclassmen. So, once you, graduate, well, not really graduate, but move out of that sophomore status, get into the junior year, that's when things really start to, pick up quite a bit, and you'll see a lot more interest and activity going on. But, in the meantime, we're really focused on laying that groundwork, kind of getting ready for that time period, but, at the same time, making sure that you know what all to be expecting, and kind of what your game plan is, with those, times, not too far away. Again, some things that are coming up soon in addition to all of that. Certainly, for our sophomores, we want to be thinking about, registering with the NCAA or the NAIA Eligibility Center. If you haven't done so already, especially if you're definitely intending to go, D1 or D2, for the NCAA side. For Division III, you do not have to register with the Eligibility Center, but, for D1 or D2, you do. And then, of course, also for the NAIA as well. So, definitely something to start thinking about with that. You don't have to, run out and do it right now today, but certainly as this semester comes to a close, or as we flip into 2018, you've got an updated copy of your transcript that you can send over there. Now is going to be a good time to go ahead and get registered in advance of you being able to contact those D1 or D2 coaches here over next summer and into next fall then as well. So what you'll be doing, you'll try to get out to campus or two, you'll hear over the next couple of months, certainly ongoing throughout the school year. There's a lot of open houses that are being hosted, on school holidays, being in the meat of the season for most of our sports. It's a good way to, get out, and go see a meet, or, go watch a game. You just see that general experience of, what that team is doing, how competitive those environments can be, or fun those environments can be as well, and potentially, get a chance. If you're on campus, that's a great way to potentially get introduced to a coach, or, introduced to a couple of the folks on the team, especially at higher levels, because if you're on campus, any of the contact restrictions that are in place right now, are negated. So you can have conversations with coaches, you can have interactions there with people. So that's a great way to, get out there, see what, some opportunities are, and, have some of those initial conversations then. well. So different things to be thinking about, certainly at this time of the year, and things that are, not too far away, as well. So relatively short, check-in here tonight, but you're going to leave it open here, for a little bit of Q&A, over the next, several minutes here. Of course, if you have any specific questions, if you want to go over your personal game plan, or anything specific to your recruiting process, definitely feel free to reach out to your team of coaches. You can contact us there at, of course, our main line, or our email address there on the screen as well. And then, of course, like I mentioned, if you have one of our premium memberships, if you have direct access either to me or to Coach Kate, we'd love to talk with you here soon. We'd love to help you along in your personal recruiting game plan if we haven't been introduced already, and then certainly if we have, we want to just update your plan and see how that is going. So again, thank you guys for attending tonight's class here. Like I said, I'm going to stick around for a little bit of Q&A as well. But if you don't have any questions, feel free to go ahead and exit the class as it has concluded. One last thing, I am going to be sending out just a little satisfaction survey to those of you attending live here tonight. So if you see that in your email, along with the recording, please go ahead and check that out and you'll fill that out real quick if you can. It's just one question, so it won't take too long. But like I said, I'm going to open it up here for some questions. So for those of you guys that are in here live, feel free to go ahead and start popping those into the chat box. You said you're all good. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and close down the class here tonight then. So thank you, Kara, for attending here live, and we're looking forward to working with you here in the future as well. So have a happy Thanksgiving.